In a world full of unrest and change, many ask, are we living in the end times? Ancient books like Daniel and Revelation, written thousands of years ago, appear to hold prophecies that may connect to events we see today. Could these prophecies be unfolding before our very eyes? In this video, we'll dive deep into the prophetic visions from the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation, exploring interpretations and the theories that have captured imaginations for centuries. Introduction to the prophetic books of Daniel and Revelation. Let's start with the basics. The book of Daniel, found in the Old Testament, introduces us to a young Jewish exile living in Babylon. Daniel interprets dreams for kings, survives a lion's den, and most notably, receives visions from God about future empires and events that will span history. One of Daniel's most famous visions is that of a statue made from different metals, each representing a different kingdom: Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. The final part of the statue, feet made of iron mixed with clay, has led scholars to interpret it as the divided kingdoms we see in today's global landscape. Centuries later, the Apostle John, exiled to the island of Patmos, receives a series of extraordinary visions, recorded in the book of Revelation. John sees beasts rising from the sea, angels blowing trumpets, and strange symbols, numbers, and colors, all pointing to a climactic end of the world and the establishment of a new heaven and earth. The key prophecies in Daniel. Daniel's prophecies are unique because they appear to predict future world powers. Let's look at three key visions that Daniel shares and how scholars have interpreted them. Vision 1. The Statue of Nations, Daniel 2. King Nebuchadnezzar's statue represents successive empires: Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. The materials decline in value but grow stronger, suggesting both the progression and decline of empires. What has scholars intrigued is the statue's feet, iron mixed with clay, which many believe represents a divided, fragile kingdom at the end times. Could this be symbolic of today's geopolitical tensions among superpowers? Some theologians argue that this division resembles our current era of instability. Vision 2. The Four Beasts, Daniel 7. Later, Daniel dreams of four beasts rising from the sea. Each beast symbolizes an empire: the lion with eagle wings for Babylon, the bear for Medo-Persia, a leopard with four heads for Greece, and an indescribable, terrifying beast with iron teeth for Rome. But there's more. This final beast has 10 horns, and among them, a smaller horn rises, often interpreted as a powerful leader who opposes God's people. Some identify this figure as the Antichrist. Vision 3. The 70 Weeks, Daniel 9. Perhaps one of Daniel's most mysterious prophecies is the 70 Weeks prophecy. Scholars believe that the weeks represent years, leading to significant events in the timeline of Israel and the coming of the Messiah. After the first 69 weeks, there's a gap. The 70th week remains a mystery. Many believe it represents a future period, often called the Great Tribulation, leading up to the end times. The apocalyptic visions of Revelation. The 7 seals, trumpets, and bowls. The book of Revelation describes a series of judgments: 7 seals, 7 trumpets, and 7 bowls. Each brings forth a series of catastrophes, from wars to famines, plagues, and disasters. The final judgments bring the total destruction of the current world order. While some believe these are symbolic events representing spiritual struggles, others see them as actual events that may unfold in the physical world. The beast, the dragon, and the mark of the beast. Revelation also introduces us to the beast and the dragon. The beast, empowered by the dragon, is a figure that blasphemes against God and wages war against the saints. The infamous mark of the beast is introduced here, a symbol that signifies allegiance to the beast. For centuries, people have speculated about this mark. Is it a physical mark, a technological device, or perhaps even a cultural movement? The New Jerusalem and the victory of Christ. Despite the terrifying imagery, Revelation ends with hope. The New Jerusalem, a radiant city symbolizing God's eternal kingdom, descends from heaven. It's a vision of ultimate peace and restoration, where God dwells with humanity, wiping away every tear. Are these prophecies coming true today? Given the imagery and signs, many wonder if we're living in the end times prophesied in these books. Let's explore 3 interpretations that scholars have taken. Interpretation 1. The preterist view. The preterist view holds that most of these events were fulfilled in the past, particularly with the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70. According to this view, Daniel's visions and much of Revelation symbolically described events that have already taken place. For preterists, the prophecy speaks to God's timeless sovereignty over history. Interpretation 2. The historicist view. The historicist view sees these prophecies as an unfolding timeline from Daniel's day to the modern era, showing the progression of world empires, the rise of the church, and the establishment of kingdoms. Historicists believe that we are somewhere in the final stages of this timeline, possibly nearing the end. Interpretation 3. The futurist view. Futurists, perhaps the most popular view, interpret the books of Daniel and Revelation as predicting actual future events, many of which have not yet happened. According to this view, the rise of a world leader, the Great Tribulation, and the final judgment are still to come. Many futurists see current events, wars, natural disasters, political tension, as signs that these prophecies are on the verge of fulfillment. Modern relevance and lessons. While these visions may seem terrifying, the underlying message of both Daniel and Revelation is hope. They remind us that, in times of chaos and uncertainty, we can trust that history is moving toward a divine plan. They also encourage us to live righteously and compassionately, regardless of the era we're in. Ultimately, these prophecies serve as a call to faith, urging us to look beyond earthly struggles and hold on to the promise of God's ultimate victory. The books of Daniel and Revelation hold profound mysteries that have fascinated, warned, and inspired generations. Are we living in the end times? Only time will tell. Until then, these ancient prophecies invite us to reflect, to prepare, and to remember that history is not random. It is guided by the hand of the divine. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the prophecies of Daniel and Revelation. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Stay tuned as we explore more mysteries of the Bible.